In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make dieting very easy. I know a lot of people struggle with it and don't really know what to buy, how to prepare it, and how to stay consistent with it. So during my cut, it was very easy for me. And now during my bulk, it's also very easy because I make it easy for myself. With all the things I know and how to make it easy for me, I can show you how you can make it easy for yourself too and keep it relatively low cost.
We're getting back to the vlog in a little bit, but I'm just going to show you a little systematic plan of something that I actually follow every day. I have it here in MyFitnessPal too. I'm just going to be showing you what I do to just not mess up my diet and make it extremely easy to follow it. Like, I eat quite a bit, like 3,500 calories. I'm a taller guy and I'm at the beginning of my bulk. I will probably go up to like 4,500 calories, but my protein is 250, carbs 450, and fats 80. So if I can do it, you can do it too, because you're probably going to eat a little bit less. For the moment that I wake up. Like, I just open my eyes and I go for a walk immediately. If I can, I try and get some sunlight to reset my circadian rhythm. It's just optimal to drop your cortisol and get some sun in. And then what I do is on my walk, I go to the store. I just don't have eggs at my home every day, so I just go to the store and I pick up some eggs. Then I eat those in the morning right away. The reason I don't have eggs in my house is not because I'm stupid, because I plan it out this way. I want to get my daily steps in and I want to go outside when I wake up. And this way I actually give it some sort of a challenge where I have to go outside. In these eggs, there is about 50 grams of fat, 63 grams of protein. This is how I start my day, get my daily healthy fats in. Now, I'll go work out a little bit later, but before I do so, I have 3 bananas or some fruit in some capacity just to get my carbs in before I train. I like that. Sometimes I'll even have like a box of the food that I make over here, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So I get my carbs in, 3 bananas. And you think I'm lying? I'm recording this right now and I have 3 bananas right here. I'm about to have those. Even though it's an off day today, I keep it every day. I keep it the same. Those 3 bananas are just 85 grams of carbs. Usually just go train over here. As you can see, a picture of me in the gym doing deadlifts. This is quite suboptimal, but after my training, I'll sometimes just go for some whey. It's quickly absorbing. I'm currently walking to the gym, so I try and get my optimal window in. I'll go for 60 grams of whey, which is about 50 grams of protein. And now to the most important part, something that people always struggle with, is this shit right here. Man, this cannot be simpler because you do have time to meal prep and it's going to be so easy if you have a rice cooker. I am AFK cooking. You guys know anything about gaming and doing shit AFK, you don't have to look at it, it just happens and you hear like a sound and it's done. The reason my diet works is because I plan everything out. Like today, I'm in the middle of the day, but I have everything planned out, and as you can see, my goals here at the top, every macro is hit the way I want it to be hit. So in my rice cooker, I put 600 grams of rice. This is good for 2 days because I eat 300 grams of rice a day. I pair that with 800 grams of a lean protein source. 600 grams rice, 800 grams of a protein source. You can either go for chicken, which is a pretty fast digesting protein source. I noticed it's a little bit easier to digest if you want that. But red meat is optimal. A lean red meat is optimal because it has more nutrients in it. It will digest a little bit slower, but it is worth it if you're trying to be more optimal and get more nutrients in. Additionally, I like to add some tomatoes for flavor. Not too big of a fan of vegetables. I don't like them, but tomatoes are a nice flavor and it's better than ketchup. Almost no calories too. When I make this 600 grams rice, I'll just put 100 grams of rice in a box and then I'll just eyeball and split up the 800 grams of lean meat over 6 boxes. That's it. That's 2 days worth of food made in 10 minutes, especially if you put it in an air fryer and not in the pan with the meat. These meals I'll just space out, like I'll have one a little bit after training, as you can see over here. This pretty much goes over here, and then I'll have one after my fruit. I just use fruits to like snack on in between, not too much though, just a little bit of fruit in between. Over here, 100 grams of apricot. That's what I have today. Dried apricots. That's so easy to eat. And then what I'll do after my meals over here, I'll just plan about 3 meals a day. Isn't too much. I try and space them out like 1.5 hours after each other, which is fine, enough time to digest. I will go for a little night walk and I'll grab my cottage cheese. I'll have 400 grams of cottage cheese a day, and this is another 50 grams of protein. The reason I have this is because it's casein, and casein is a slower digesting protein. It takes like 6 to 8 hours to digest, so you restore while you're sleeping. And after that, you know what? Here, this is me sleeping in my bed, restoring because I had the casein. If you're more sensitive to whey or any sort of dairy, then I wouldn't suggest going for this, and find something else that is sort of similar but not soy. Don't go for soy. Anyway, I just made this drawing over here. This is how I do it. I just plan it out the day before and stick to it every single day because I know this is working. I know this is gonna make me feel good, and that's the most important part. It's really just a system that I created for myself that works, and I planned out my meals so that whenever I eat them, I don't crash and I don't feel hungry. I'll feel a little bit hungry and I can eat again, and that's the most important part, to get all your meals in. And if you're losing weight, you can just drop every number in everything that you're eating. But for a weight loss tips and tricks, I will make a completely separate separate video. This is just my current plan over here, worked out. So let's get back into the rest of the vlog.
So I will be showing my current bulk, and I'll make a separate video about my cut specifically on how to, you know, make it kind of effortless, because I'm not like crazy lean, but I'm at a point where I'm happy to start bulking again, get more muscle mass, and then later cut down and look even bigger with more muscle mass, because the more muscle you hold, the leaner you'll look. Anyway, I'm on my way to the store right now. I get my 10,000 daily steps in, and I also plan this a certain way because I walk to the gym, that's like 5,000 steps, and then usually in the morning I actually go for a little walk as soon as I wake up, drop my cortisol, and then at night I'll walk to the store to pick up something from the store as well, just like some cottage cheese to end the day with. These 3 little walks will help me get out the house, otherwise I'll just be inside all day, and they get me to 10,000 daily steps, which I'd like to keep as a staple in either my bulk or my cut, just to be active. And I don't want to rot inside all day. I like to go outside, I'll feel better. Currently it's a little bit cloudy, a little bit, I mean it's raining. Yo, what the fuck? Yo. All right, don't see that every day. I'm in the Netherlands, there's no fucking sun here. But now with the summer days coming on, there is a little bit. So I try and get that. Otherwise, I'll use a supplement like vitamin D. Enough of a ramble. Let's go to the store and show you guys what I'm currently buying on my bulk. I'll be honest, and usually I'll order like food online, but I'm leaving, so I don't want to order right now, and I'll just get something from the store. It's lower quality, but it will do.
I do want to add here that if you can, you should be buying your food online, especially meat, because the prices are just going up. Also, because the quality online will be better because you can be pre-selective. Get stuff that has no antibiotics in it, is grass-fed, organic, if you're allowed to buy it with your budget. That's definitely a great option. And even if you can't buy grass-fed, organic stuff, you should still be buying it online, frozen, in bulk, so you can just have it at home, have it ready, and you can avoid the meat that they're selling to you in the store, because in general, it is going to be a lower quality.
And I will get the extra lean beef, just minced beef. This is 400 grams, and in it is 147
calories per 100 grams.
And 7.5 fats, which is pretty lean, with almost 20 grams protein. And I will get 2 of these right now. The bananas in my car here are just an easy carb source for in the morning. If you want to get another lean protein source, you can go for any white fish, or you can go for shrimp. And this is actually pretty cheap, but even when you cook it, you'll not have that much left over. So I don't really like going for shrimp. But here you have like 1 kilo of white fish, and it's €5, which is actually a pretty good price. If you're fancy, you can go for like something like this, or you can go for some organic. But oh, here, there it is, organic. Currently, I'll just go for some mince because it's easy to eat. For some variety, I had this today, just some chicken mince. It's also very lean. Let me see, 6.6 grams of fats per 100. My current goal for my diet is to eat carbs and protein in a meal, just like simple chicken and rice. And there's a reason for it. I will explain that in a little bit, or maybe I'll explain it right now.
Alright, so this is not going to be rocket science, but it's important for you to know so you can actually strategically make your own diet. Over here we have a lean carb source, so this is going to be mostly carbs only, no fats, no proteins. Over here we have your lean proteins. This is just going to be a protein source with almost no fat in it. And then over here I'll add a fat source because I'll be explaining to you what that will do as well. Butter being a very simple fat. Over here I'm going to draw a box that is going to be your daily glucose level. Throughout the day, that's going to be pretty stable if you wouldn't eat anything. Yo, I'm recording this and I hear my rice cooker going off right now. Be right back. That shit is looking beautiful. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. What you want to do is after you work out or before you work out is spike your carbs and get some lean protein in. Insulin, let me just put that over here. This is the insulin chart. When you eat carbs with protein, your insulin goes up. And this is extremely important for muscle protein synthesis. It will go down as well. Insulin is the stuff that will drive amino acids and glucose into your muscles, and this is extremely important for repair. If you know anything about protein, they're completely made up out of amino acids. So you want to be replenishing your muscles with glycogen. Pair this with protein or a lean source. Ideally, you wouldn't go for chicken and you would go for like a red meat, but they're harder to find lean or very lean, where it's like 90-10 or something, because it has more amino acids in it, which actually then helps you restore your muscles better. So carbs paired with protein helps your body repair your muscles quicker. What happens if you add fat into it? Now, that's going to be something like this. It's going to be not putting your insulin up as high as possible, and it will make it drop slower because it just helps you kind of like smoothen out your absorption. It will also make you feel fuller for longer. So less fat is a quicker absorption and a faster recovery. Around your training, you want to make sure that you have enough glycogen in your system. Glycogen is just the water retention in your muscles, which you get from carbs. So space more carbs around your workouts. That's why I'll have bananas or a bigger portion of rice before I train and after I train, because before I train, I want to be pumped up, and after I train, I want to replenish myself. So avoid any fats in your meals throughout the day. At least that's what I do, because it will keep your insulin sensitivity high, it will make you restore your muscles faster, and you will get hungrier quicker. And that's very important because I know a lot of you guys have problems with appetite and you want to eat more. Currently, I'm eating 3,500 calories a day, and I could be eating more, but I'm slowly going to be easing into it and ramping up my calories as I go, because I want to make sure that I'm staying on a lean diet, because I could be eating pizzas, I could be eating sushi, like that's fat, protein, and carbs all in one thing, and it would get me the calories that I need, but it wouldn't be optimal because I would be satiated less. I would be satiated more, and my insulin sensitivity would also go down because I'm eating too many fats. And I'm not saying avoid fats because they're very important for your hormones. I'm eating like 60 to 80 grams of fats a day. That's what I'm trying to get in because it's like in the lean protein source anyway, and I'll have eggs in the morning. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll do this the whole day, like this, boom, boom, boom. And I'll get all my protein in, I'll stay hungry, and I'll keep spiking my insulin. I do want to add, if you eat too much carbs, you'll go above here, boom. What also happens is if you go above, you go below, and that's when you're experiencing a food crash. That's why I'm having smaller portions throughout the day to constantly keep this wave going within a range that actually makes sense and not go above, so you also go below. What you put in is what you get out. So, or every reaction has an opposite reaction, as you can see here.
Something I also get is 2 cups of cottage cheese light, right there. 25 grams of protein per cup, and the reason I get that is because there's casein in there, which is a slow digesting protein, and I'll have it at night before I go to bed. So even when I'm sleeping, it's a slow digesting protein, and it will make my body recover for a longer period, opposed to me just eating meat or another type of protein. I almost walked up the store without showing you how cheap rice is. Now, if you're in the supermarket, rice is actually more expensive than when you go to like Chinese store. Like everybody knows these Chinese stores that have these kind of things. Here I have 5 kilos of rice, and it is not even 15 euros, which is going to be my primary carb source for every meal because it's just easily digestible together with the protein. It's going to be a great meal. Like bodybuilders haven't found out something extremely crazy. It's just the best for building muscle. I do want to add that this might not look very appealing, but to me, it doesn't really matter because I could eat dog food. You can make these meals a lot fancier if you tried with some seasoning or maybe with some vegetables if you like. Personally, I don't like vegetables. They just make me feel bloated. Like obviously I got some tomatoes in here, but they're fruit. And I will switch it up occasionally. Maybe I'll go for chicken, or I'll go for mincemeat. And then I might put some other like vegetable or something in there. I don't know. For me, this works, and that's what I'm going to be eating right now. And then in a little bit, I'm going to just be showing you what I do to prepare it, because this is something that people think about the most, like, oh, I don't want to cook. I don't want to prepare. This is going to take so much time. But no, you're wrong, and I'll be showing you exactly what to do to make this stuff easy, make it stick, so you can stay on your diet and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. I mean, you see me filling out this shirt. I did not get here on accident, all right? I got here by doing whatever is necessary to stay on your diet, stay working out. Yeah, I've had my periods where I didn't, but it is what it is. Got the professional clip-on mic though. Hopefully it sounds good. First of all, what you're gonna need is a cabinet with a lot of these glass boxes. I will not recommend you getting any plastics because microplastics will get into your food, especially if you reheat it. I got these simple boxes with wooden tops at IKEA. They're actually pretty cheap. Not sure how cheap they were exactly, maybe like 2-3 euros a box, I'm not sure. Good investment, will last you a lifetime. Next up, super important, get a rice cooker or a crock pot. I don't know if you can like cook rice in a crock pot, but getting a rice cooker is one of the best things you can actually have. And holy fuck, mine is dirty. What the fuck is... All right, next up, you will need a scale. You will need a kitchen scale anyway, because if you're gonna be tracking anything, you do not wanna use a calorie AI app. That shit does not work and it's lying to you. So put the bowl of the rice cooker on the scale, I grab my big bag of rice that I got for a couple bucks, and I weigh out my rice for 600 grams, and then I'll just add 2 parts of water, 1 part rice. So yeah, 2K, that's 2/3 water, 1/3 rice. Put that in here, and it's as easy as just clicking 3 buttons. Boom, white rice button, click it again. I don't even know if I have to do that. And you just close it and let it sit. Over here, I mean, I shouldn't show you how to make minced meat, but what I do is I just chop it up into little parts, and I put this on top, and I just let it sit on low heat so it kind of boils like this, keep more flavor in the meat instead of burning it. I've had that in there for like 5 minutes, so I'll just chop it up a little bit again. Now, if you're not too autistic about it, you could be using some pepper for flavor. I know there's anti-nutrients in here, and it kind of blocks the red meat from absorbing all of the nutrients in the red meat. Or you can use some garlic or some paprika. However, I would use no salt, because in 100 grams of minced meat, in the one I have, is 0.8 grams of salt. So if I'm using 800 grams, that's like 6-7 grams of salt, which means that during the day I'll get plenty of salt, and I do not want to consume too much of it, because if you consume too much salt, get too much sodium in your face, you will start bloating. Now, currently I'm not completely lean in my face because I'm not at a very low body fat percentage. I would say I'm like 15, but just to make sure you don't end up with like a moon face, don't eat too much salt. And in this case, I do not need to add any salt to the meat. And some of you may want to add that just by default, but I'm not doing that. For the flavor, I'm not really adding anything. I'll just add tomato because, I mean, better if you have any fresh tomato, but this is like 100 calories for the whole can. And I'll use 2 cans over 8 boxes. You could also be using some zero ketchup. I don't even know if there's any bad stuff in here. Some sucralose, okay, I would avoid that, but right now I'm just having these tomato cubes, and that's fine to me. And the whole point of me showing you this is just to show you how easy it is to prepare a meal for 2 days. Like, I'm here for 15 minutes and I'm recording. If I didn't record, I wouldn't even be here. I'll just throw the meat in, I'll turn the rice cooker on, and I'm in the kitchen for 2 minutes, and then putting it into boxes is another 5 minutes. So that's all the time it takes, like 10 minutes every 2 days to be eating a clean, good meal. Like, you have no excuse to not be doing this unless you're living with your parents and they cook for you, blah blah blah. That's a whole different story. But if you can make your own meals and you're saying you don't have time to meal prep, that's bullshit, and you're lying to yourself because you just didn't really check how much time it really costs. And it's gonna be actually saving you a lot of money because you'll be filled, you won't order bullshit, and you won't like buy any random stuff in the store because you're hungry and you're buying shit on impulse because you have the boxes in the fridge. Like, if I'm hungry right now, I'll just grab a box like this. This is my last box for the day. And then at night, because I went on my 3rd walk today, I'll have 2 cups of cottage cheese, and that will completely fill up my protein for the day. And guess what? Tomorrow morning, I got the bananas that I bought earlier. So everything's set for me very strategically, so I don't have to stress about eating whatever bullshit I have laying around, because I don't have any bullshit laying around either. I mean, would you look at this? What's in here? Fuck, am I gonna be eating hazelnuts? Hell no, I'm not a squirrel. So in the 10 minutes that I've been standing here, the mince is done cooking, so I'll turn off the heat. I'll put the other pan on here because I don't have another lid, I fucked it up. I'll just wait for the rice to cook. This will probably take like 20 minutes while I'm AFKing. 600 grams of rice in the rice cooker. 800 grams of minced meat in the pan over here, and 6 boxes, so 100 grams of rice per box. If I go over 100 grams per box, it's not the end of the world, but I do notice my insulin spiking too much, like I explained earlier, and it will drop and I will feel more tired. It would be completely fine to do like 150 and 150 before and after my training, because you burn and you need more glycogen during your workouts, or maybe at night if you want to fall asleep. I can imagine that, but this is what I'm going to be putting in the boxes right now, and it will probably take me 5 minutes. I'll show you guys what it looks like. That's it. I just kind of eyeball it, and usually it is pretty alright. It doesn't really matter how much is in each box exactly, because I'll just fill it in my fitness pal for the day. Here, I just added some, I added 1 can instead of 2. It's just a little additional flavor. And instead of adding ketchup, which I just saw has sucralose in this one, I'll just be using this tomato. And maybe I'll get fresh tomatoes instead. I just really like the flavor of it. Boom, got a little thumbnail.